Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy AkaoRyu, and today we're going to talk about gratitude. We're going to talk a little bit about why people are miserable F's and why a lot of times men they have a hard time with responsibility and taking ownership. So first thing, let's talk about gratitude. First thing, I wanted to do something like, obviously this is going to be a positive talk, but it's also going to be a serious talk, because I believe a lot of times people are miserable, F's, because they forget about being grateful for the small things, being grateful for having a home, having a job, having food on the table, having shelter. A lot of times people just only focus on the negative things, on the negative thoughts, and that's the problem. The problem is that too many people, especially the jobs we work, like I could go in my job, I can tell how everyone is, like I can tell also the atmosphere, the intensity, the energy in the place, and I can know like, okay, this person's having a good day, this person's having a good day. I can tell, like I can feel their energies, I can feel their feedback, but because I am an empath and I'm also highly sensitive, and I can sense these things and I know these things. But anyway guys, like for me, like the thing that always keeps me going, keeps me optimistic, keeps me positive is the fact that I try to remember the small things. I try to remember, like, I'm grateful that the fact that God's given me a job where I can pay my bills and my debt. It's not the best job in the world, but at least it's a start. And I know that because I have gone through a couple years of separation, divorce, I pretty much had to start from the bottom up. So as I'm growing spiritually, mentally, physically, I'm learning that the stuff that I have dealt with, the negative things, I turn those things into positive things. So for me, I just learned to be gratitude. I'm grateful that I have a place I can stay, that the rent's not so much money here. I'm grateful that I have a job, that I can pay my bills. I'm grateful that the fact that I have people that love me, I have friends that love me, I have my family that loves me, the ones that, obviously truly love me, because we can have family and friends sometimes, but, some of our friends are not really, some of my friends say they're friends, but they really don't show it. And for me, I'm all about showing me that you care and love me through your actions, not just what you say, but your behavior. So anyway, from going through, this transition into gratitude and why people are miserable, something I have, I'm reading and still reading a book called Why I Used to Be a Miserable F by John Kim. He is called the Angry Therapist. He's also a licensed life coach. But anyway, one of his #1 tips out of 66 tips is not to hide, don't hide. And I talked about this on one of my other videos, but I think it's important. What the chapter is teaching me and what I'm learning from it is the fact that for me, not hiding is learning to be vulnerable, learning to expose yourself, to be transparent, to be a prism, because a lot of times people like to hide, so they become their pseudo selves instead of learning to be their solid state selves. So like for me, I always been a person to be transparent. I always been a person to be my solid state. I mean, yes, during my marriage and yes, going through those couple of years, I was really a solid state person, but then I got into pseudo self, because there was sometimes in life, and you guys could also agree with me and think about these things in your own relationships and marriages and stuff like that. We start out as a solid state person, but then because we want to please that person, because we want to love that person, and sometimes we make those people into idols, into gods, into things. This becomes a negative, toxic thing. Like a lot of times people are so miserable, and the saying misery loves company, that comes from is that some people are just miserable. They're miserable F's. They are unhappy of their lives, maybe because of the choices, probably because of their past, and they don't grow from that, and they don't learn and heal from their past. Because I finally learned not to resist anything, not to resist the fact that yes, my marriage failed. I don't believe I failed, because I never gave up, I never quit. My definition of failure is if you quit, if you give up, if you don't, you stop trying, you give up. I understand sometimes relationships expire. I know sometimes that maybe I just wasn't compatible. In my case, You know, and I'm not bashing her or anything like that, but in our situation, she wasn't ready for marriage. I wasn't ready for marriage. I thought I was. Obviously, she wasn't. There was an 11-year gap difference, but you know, the maturity levels were totally different. I thought she was more mature than I thought. You know, and we were both learning and growing and stuff like that. But you know, I mean, I wish her always the best luck. I hope she's doing well wherever she's doing. But anyway, but for me, for the last 2 years and going in this transition, I mean, is that the fact that I have learned to self-love myself, you know, take care of my body, my mind, my you know, my physical, mental, and spiritual. So I've been working on these 3 aspects, and I've been learning to better self-develop myself. So this is what I've been doing, and I think I've been learning a lot as much, and I'm still growing and learning. But for me, I've always been optimistic. I've always been positive. So I always try to look at the brighter things of life. It could be a lot worse. You know, obviously I could be dead. I could be homeless. You know, my life could have been a lot worse than it was. You know, and a point in my marriage, there was a dark time where I had no friends, no family, nothing where we were living at, and you know, I was getting into the darkest dark where it was the point of me having negative thoughts, you know, suicide, all this. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I want to be real, I want to be transparent, I want to be open and honest in the fact I don't want to hide anything of myself. I want to be vulnerable. I'm going to share, you know, most of the times you guys see in my videos, I am positive, but there's been times where I have been negative. I have dealt with darkness and stuff like that. And like I said, we're going to get into the third thing I wanted to talk about is for men. A lot of men, and I'm not bashing you guys, but I'm gonna be real and honest. A lot of you guys, like I'll say, maybe 90%, maybe I'm thinking I think it's more or less half and half. Like, you know, and the generations and the time we live in, a lot of men don't want to take ownership of things. They don't want to take ownership of their mistakes in their past. You know, especially for men who create children, who make babies, who have kids and stuff like that. A lot of you guys don't want to take ownership of that. A lot of you guys just bail on your ex, on your wife or whatever, your girlfriend, your spouse. You know, and I think it's a shame. It's very sad. It's very ashamed at the fact that you guys don't want to take ownership of responsibility. If you're creating a child, if you create this child, you put this child in this world, you know, it's your job to take care of it. Because this is the problem. There's a lot of absent fathers. There's a lot of fathers that maybe some fathers been there physically, you know, taking care of them financially, but then they're not there spiritually, emotionally, and that does make a lot of damage. So that does really scar your children, your son, your daughter. And the thing is, guys, you gotta learn, like, this is a wake-up call. So you guys need to wake up to this reality that the fact that you have a job. Your job is to take care of your child. You may not work it out with your spouse, whatever, maybe you guys broken off, whatever, but the fact that it's your job to take care of that child, because that child didn't ask to be born. You brought that child into this world, so now you should take that ownership to take care of that child. I mean, that's the most common logical sense there is. So, you know, I'm challenging you guys. You guys got to step up your game. Listen, I take ownership of my own mistakes in my marriage. Yeah, my marriage failed. I may have failed on a lot of things, but hey, I admit that. I own up to that. And that's what the stuff I've been working on is the stuff that I realized I failed in that marriage. And so in my future relationships, things like that, I don't repeat history. But hey, I'm willing to admit to those things. I'm not scared to, and I'm not so prideful that the fact that when I make mistakes, I own up to my mistakes. I own up to my faults and stuff like that. But the thing is, a lot of you guys are not doing that. You're not owning up to the stuff that you have done. If you have made it, like I said, if you made a child, take care of your child. That's the most logical, common sense thing to do. Be a father. Be a dad. That's what. If you didn't want to have you know, a kid, then you should have not made a child with your spouse, your girlfriend, whatever. So that's, in a way, it's your fault. It's your fault in play, and this is the thing that always ticks me off, and I'm gonna say it straight up. I hate the fact that some of you guys are very narcissist, you try to make the women feel bad so much. Like, you manipulate them. You say, oh, it's all your fault. But yeah, you don't take ownership for yourself. What does that make you? Because that makes you a narcissist, a selfish person that can't take ownership, and then you're putting all the blame on the women. Listen, Listen, women know that they made a child too, but if you become an absent father, if you just put all the blame on her, you don't ever take care of her, you don't take care of the kids, you know, financially, spiritually, mentally, that's as much as fault. More your fault than hers, because don't forget, we were created to be leaders. We were created to be the man, the head of the house. So it's our job, our responsibility to take care of our wives, take care of our girlfriends, our spouses, and we brought children, then take care of your child, because this is as much your fault than the woman's. Maybe she gave birth to your child, but you should have been the man to step up and to lead her. So that's all I have to say. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate on this, but it's got to be said and done. You guys got to wake up. Stop being little sissies in a way. Stop being girly. Be a man. We're called to be men, and men take care of our wives. Men take care of our wives financially, spiritually, mentally. We give our wives, our spouses, our girlfriends safe containers for them to be in. You know what I mean? Like, if they feel like you're abusive, a physical type of person, they're not gonna feel safe. They're not gonna respect you, and they're gonna leave you. And then they're gonna either divorce you or don't want to be with you, because that's our job, guys. It's our job as men to give our women safe spaces, safe containers, to make them feel loved, safe, secure. That is our job, our duty as men, and to take ownership of our children. If we make a child, let's take care of them. Let's be men. Work 2 jobs if you have to. Do what you need to do, because that's what we're called to do. That's pretty much simple. Bottom line, it's really a simple thing to do. But a lot of times you guys want to hide. You want to be cowards. You want to run away. You want to say, oh, it's all the woman's fault. But yeah, I don't want to take ownership of myself. Like I said, that's your responsibility. That is your job. So anyway, I'm ranting. I'm gonna keep on going and going. But anyway, I want to get back to gratitude. Like I said, this is a challenge to you guys. It's time to step up. It's time to redefine what a man is. It's time for us to show, to step up in the game, to step up, you know, to take ownership of everything we need to do, and to learn to take ownership and to love people. The most important thing is to learn to love unconditionally. Something that God, because I do believe in God and Christ, but also my mom has taught me about unconditional love, and through God too, showing me what love is. And if we can learn to really love people and really help people, this world will be a lot better. But anyway, guys, like I said in this message, try to focus more on the positive side than the negative side, because a lot of us, we are so miserable in our own sorrows and things of our past and our hurts, because we don't want to confront the past. We don't want, we resist it. And so learn to not resist it. Learn to, like, I mean, pretty much resist it, but not to resist it. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, learn to deal with it. Learn to, okay, what hurt me? What did I do wrong? What can I do better? Where can I heal? Learning to be men walking with mirrors. I always been taught that, and one of the other tips is to be a man walking with mirrors. In other words, I'm always reflecting. I'm always thinking of people's thoughts and behaviors. You know, what can I do to do better? What can I do to show love to other people? So anyway, I love you guys so much. If you like these types of life lessons, these things, please smash that like button. Please share, comment down below. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting this channel. And I appreciate all of you. I love you all. Hopefully I'll get this video out today. And anyway, thank you so much. This is your boy AkaoRyu signing out. Alright, peace.